I am planning to reuse this shower enclosure because obviously I'm going to renovate this bathroom. So everything else, there will be a new toilet, new vanity, new fixtures, new mirrors, new tiles, all in floor. But this glass still looks pretty decent. So once I take it off, I'll polish all the aluminium and the glass and want to use it again. So the important thing is to take it apart so that it won't break. And I'll just show you the other enclosure that I've already taken apart and reused. This is the shower enclosure that I did take apart and put back in again when I renovated this bathroom. You must see it's got a smaller panel at the side than your usual shower enclosure, because there's like a recess. You can see the wall there recesses, and so that's why there's a smaller panel. So that sort of motivated me to try and reuse it, because otherwise it has to be custom made. And I sort of built in 2 shower niches as well while I was busy with the job, and there's a bit of a step down for the shower as well. But everything else is new. I have a new vanity. I use this vanity again. It's new mirrors, new blinds, new bath, new tiles, new taps, fixtures, new railings, and all that sort of stuff. But the important thing is that I can I've reused this one. You can see if you look close by, when I took off the old one, there is marks on the aluminium where the previous silicone seal. It's hard to get them off. It's not an easy job. And even there's a bit of scraping there that you can see. The other end was better. This side, I think I just took a bit longer to take off all the silicone seal, and I resealed it. I didn't reseal the other end because I just felt, look, it's really not necessary. You see, my silicone seal is pretty much on both ends, and so there's no way water is going to come through. So I decided not to. So I can still put in silicone seal there if you really want to conceal it, just for to make it look nicer. But I sort of decided against that. And taking this one apart, because it doesn't have, like on the outside, doesn't have any pop rivets on the outside, and there was no manual for me to try and take it apart. You can see there as well, there's no real, there's no pop rivets on this side. Looking at the inside there you can see there is like 2 pop rivets there in that corner. And then the sort of middle piece, there's also like a little pop rivet there. I might just make it a bit bigger so that you can, it doesn't look bigger now. There's a pop rivet there in the middle. You might see that. And then towards the end, at the bottom, there's one as well. And you just, there's no Allen keys for these. I first thought maybe it's got a small Allen key thing, but no. You just drill them out. It's quite easy. You take a drill bit, sort of like similar size. It drills quite easily, and then when you put it back on, you can see on this side there as well. There's a little pop rivet there. There's 3 of them. And obviously the shower goes into 2 channels, and so these channels is also, I think there's like 2 screws there in the channel, so you'll see that once you take it apart, and there's 2 screws at the bottom somewhere, and the same to the other one. So the channels are quite sticky because they are silicone, so taking them off it's going to be a bit of a battle, but you basically just cut out all the silicone seal with a knife. And then you just like put a screwdriver in and slowly wiggle until you get it loose, which is it's quite a job, but it's doable. Alright, so before you take this shower apart, take some masking tape and just number all the different segments that you can see. That is number 4. I've got number 5 at the bottom there. Then I've got 6 is the corner piece there, 7 the top piece, 8 is the one down the side, and 9 is right at the bottom. And take lots of photos as well, because You might put the shower back in after tiling. It might be a month or two later, and then you will not, you might not remember how it goes back. And especially, like, you can see the shower enclosure is exactly on the piece there. So because there's going to be different tiles in there, and you have to know that bottom strips are exactly, there's no gap, it's exactly on those portions. Now I have already, you can see if this door doesn't close properly, so you actually have to push it this way, push it that side to get it in, because I've drilled out that buffer bit there. Actually, this was a bit, I think this was too big, so I changed my drill bit smaller, especially if you look at these ones here. They are very close to the corner, and I don't want to make the drill hole too big, otherwise it might, break that sort of metal there. So again, I took out that buffer bit there as well, the smaller one, and there's only one left at the bottom. But this channel is sturdy because there's silicone seal at the back. So, but you can see already it pushes in and out like that, just by doing that to pop rivets. I think the first thing I'm going to try and do is take out the shower door, and at the bottom there doesn't seem to be any screws at all, so it doesn't seem to have any screws that we can take out at the bottom, but at the top there's one screw there, and not only the one screw, so there, yeah, it's designed in such a way. So I'm going to take out that screw and see how difficult it is for the shower door to come out. Well, if you loosen that screw, it seems just to slide out. So just that one screw, there's only one screw hole there as well. So I'm going to slide it out, then probably it will lift off the one at the bottom, and then I'll have to put the camera down to do that. Alright, so this was much easier than the other shower door. So there's the shower door. This bracket actually stays there, so it was only will slide back in, and yeah, at the bottom it seems there's a little bit of a protruding iron bar there that probably like pivots inside. So at the bottom of the shower door there should be like a little hole for that to go in. So that will be pretty easy to put back in. So yeah, the other shower door was much more difficult than this one. So yeah, this is a bit of luck. I'll just show you, if you take out this I think this drill bit is a bit blunt, to be honest. There it goes. Yeah, it's a bit blunt, definitely blunt. Well, we might not need to take out these popper rivets because they seem to be part of the bigger structure. So if we could pull this apart there as well. So I think we don't have to need to remove all these small ones, because it seems that if we can get out the frame, that might just help us. So that's good news. We will first need to break the silicone seal bond here at the bottom. They've used a clear silicone seal, so you can't actually see it, but that is why it doesn't want to move if you pull it on the frame. This is like a silicone seal tool that I bought. I wasn't too impressed, but it does seem to work quite nice. Let's look at that. So maybe we can do a bit of that, and then we can put the blade in afterwards. And again, I'm going to break out all the tiles, so I'm not really concerned about the tiles being in good nick. You can see there as well, lots of the silicone seal coming out. And then I'll take a blade to it. I'll also work it on the inside, because the inside is obviously also silicone sealed for the water seal. Well, you can see just inside the cubes now, there is actually no silicone seal on the inside, so Yeah, can you believe that? So there's no silicone seal on the inside, which I'll put it there when I put it back. Because that means there can be water and damp inside and under this thing. So I'm not sure how it's going to look when I get this off. But I think I'm going to take off the silicone seal on that end as well, so that the whole corner can sort of be more flexible. And then I'll decide which pop rivets. It seems like I have to take off that pop rivets. There's two of them, and one on top there as well on the other side. That will sort of, break it apart. So I'll do that first. Take off the silicone seal and see what I can get done then. Yeah, so here you can see, if you just look at the movement there. So it's able to be, I've taken off the silicone seal. Just look at all the gunk underneath, because it wasn't silicone seal on the inside, which I didn't know about obviously, but now we've got room to move, so I'll try, and you can see we'll try. And so many of these things might just stick together, so this might be quite an easy job, not hard at all. I think there's the channel, so you can see this channel is one screw there. They've missed these and they've won only 2 screws, but the channel is silicone sealed pretty properly, so this is going to be the important thing, to cut that. You can also use just a small screwdriver once you have the proper root off, just to make sure that it is not holding onto the frame. Right, now you can see that the frame that held the door, that is now coming loose. There you go. There it goes all by itself. Alright. And this panel, I'm not sure how sturdy it is, but it seems to be, yeah, it's not too bad. So it wouldn't just fall off by itself seemingly. And maybe I'll have to look, maybe there's still pop rivets. Could be. I'll have a look now. Alright, so yeah, this whole panel here is held in place by that little pop rivet on top. That's into the channel, and the one at the bottom. So if I take those two out, then I can just slide off, because I've already, you can see it's all flexible already. So there's no silicone seal on the inside, which I'll definitely put in on the inside once I'm done. But and I've removed the outsides, cut them off, you can see there as well. But yeah, so we just have to take that pop rivet out quickly before I do anything more. And this one now is loose, so, and it might fall, so I have to get back on the tile support like that. Yep. Yeah, so you just have to give it a few twists. So I put in that small screwdriver because somehow the channel didn't want to wiggle out, so I pressed the small screwdriver in there, and yeah, then it helped to wiggle it out at the bottom. But it was only, there's still a bit of pop rivet there, maybe that sort of caught up. So that pop rivet wasn't really, this one is, yeah, this maybe, if I got a sharper drill bit and a smaller one, maybe that would have drilled out right through. So I didn't drill it out all the way through. That will make it easier. So if you can remove the old pop rivet, it will be much easier to get out. Alright, so this channel, this one, the bigger channel, the one for the door area, I've marked with a permanent marker. There's only 2 screws. There's more holes, but there's only 2 screws in this frame, so I might do the same. You might find that drilling through tile is not an easy job. You have to have a diamond bit for that. So two screws and lots of silicone will do the job. This one has got, I made some permanent marks at the side of the inside. So there's 3 screws in this one. Again, when you put it in, you can just feel if it's sturdy enough. Yeah, and then you can go with, I would say 2 screws, and silicone both sides would be enough. I've changed my mind about this tool. Just look how it comes off. So again, then you might spend less time to get the silicone off the channel, which is, like, believe me, it's a big job. And also run the blade Even this thing is a bit jammed. Give it another go. Let's get underneath that channel. I've painted these tiles here years ago, so that way you see that brown strip is the actual tile color, and I obviously painted it around the shower. That's why it looks a bit strange. So this comes off quite easy. Alright, so that is the last piece. You can see again that's the one it's a bit of a broader channel. That's the one that holds the door. Yeah, like you see that brown is the original dye color. When I painted this tiles years ago, I just did it white, and that's the original tile color. But yeah, it came out pretty easy. Well, I wouldn't say even a half an hour job for the whole thing. So this was much easier than the other shower. The other shower was much more difficult. I've only got these 4 screws that's left out of the whole job. No other brackets and things which I had with the other job. So yeah, that's how to remove the shower enclosure. This one is a pretty easy job. And I've placed all these things in the laundry. Okay, so there's the resting place of all the shower, the whole shower enclosure, all the different panels, even the screws at the bottom. So if there's any, if your shower enclosure has got like, the other one had like a big bag of little plastic things that hook into one another and whatnot, but this was quite easy, quite simple. So yeah, so why buy a new one if you really can take it off quickly? I'll obviously clean it up properly with some chemicals and let it soak and then polish it out. And then when I'll do that when I put it back.